teacher asks you a question and the student gives an answer which is halfway to the correct answer, but it's good but not right the way there, then they'll often sort of push the student to get right to the correct answer instead of moving on to another student.
I don't particularly like it when teachers, when I get the question wrong, the teachers just move on to the next person straight away. I don't really like that.
Why? What's wrong with that?
It's just like, it kind of demeans you, like you're just not worth anything.
Right, so you've got it wrong. Instead of trying to get you to get it right, what do I do as a bad teacher then?
Just say no and then move on to the next person.
But with the hand up and just go, okay?
I don't really like it when I've got my hand up in a lesson and the teacher just moves on to a person because I've already spoken, or they say put your hands down because I'm picking at random, because I've got the answer, or at least I think I've got the answer, and maybe those people don't actually have the answer.
Sort of on the other side, if the teacher just picks on people at random, then it can give people that maybe not as confident to have a chance to actually answer a question, and then at the end become more confident on that topic, and it also gets everyone else involved.
Yeah, sometimes it is good to be random because it keeps you on your toes in the classroom. Like, you have to know what you're going to say about the question.
Everyone in the whole class has got to know what they're going to say if they do get picked.
It's good to clarify that the answer that you give in class is good, if it is good.
Yeah, it's also good if one person gives an answer and then the teacher will then go over to, and the answer's right, they'll then go over to another person to get a second opinion and build on the answer to make it even better.
Right, and then what about if your subject like history, it's discussion, it might not be right?
It might not be right, but you sort of add more opinions and get more points of view and raise more points that you can then build on.
Yeah.
Right.
When asking somebody a question, don't just pinpoint them. So ask it in general to the whole class, and then try and ask them to answer if they like to encourage each other.
Yeah, otherwise they'll act like a deer in the headlights or something. It's great when the teacher gets everyone's opinion, like getting them to put up their hand and saying what they think of the subject out of 5 or something.
And also it gives someone an opportunity to be able to work out how they've done it by themselves, not always relying on their friends or what anybody else has done.
Well, I think closed questions aren't really good, because if you just randomly try and say something to someone, then they might freeze, and if they're quite shy, then that might be quite daunting for them.
What's an example of a closed question, Kay?
Well, it's something where they're just putting at you, so like, for example, in maths, if they're just asking you what 5 times 3 is, rather than like asking everyone to do it, so it's just a certain thing that you can't really give another answer to.
Why is that bad?
Well, I think if someone's really shy or they have a problem speaking, then I think that is quite scary for them, because they think they'll have to talk in front of the whole class and they might not know the answer.
And also it's quite daunting if you don't actually know the answer to the question, because necessarily you might just sit there and look like everyone's kind of judging you, rather than being able to kind of morph into something else. So it's quite bad if someone's just asked you a question and you've got it wrong and the teacher just goes no, and they just move on to someone else. Because it's better if they kind of help you along the way, because then you feel like you've reached something and like got there in the end.
I agree.